Hey everybody, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. Well, here we are, day 2 of the Michigan turkey season, and I'm literally on the phone right now with both Jordan and Jenny trying to figure out exactly what we're going to put on this week's show. But the first story I know we're going to have is my opening day hunt with my son Charlie and our good friends Seth and Thomas McCullough from Bully's Turkey Calls. We had a great opening day yesterday. You're going to get to see what that was all about. We're also going to stop in with Jordan Brown, I believe, and see his opening day. Then we're going to round out this week's show with a bragging board segment to see what you, the viewer, have been up to over the last several weeks here in the great state of Michigan. Lots of good stuff on this week's show, so you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. By Zimmer Roofing and Construction in Port Huron, featuring Duralast roofing systems made in Michigan. Zimmer Roofing and Construction provides installation, maintenance, service, and repair, serving commercial and residential clients on the web at zimmerroofing.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
This year's turkey season started about a month before season as we got ready to make our own turkey calls.
And every one of these gets cut in half. And then each little space will become a box call, a Bully's box call. After they get cut, they're going to look like this, but they'll have a flat end on them. And I got to take them to the sander, round the ends off. And at that point, they get finish sanded, and then they're ready to be sprayed with finish. And that's just a lacquer. And I spray the whole thing 2 times. Spray it once, sand it, spray it again, and it's done. And then it gets screwed for the lid, and it gets a round over on the top, and it's ready to start making turkey sounds.
Seth McCullough is a good friend of mine, and we've had him on the show over the years, partly because he makes some really nice turkey calls, but mostly because he is a lot of fun to be around. Seth makes a slate call and a glass call, a variety of mouth calls, and a box call as well. He has been at it for over a decade, and sooner or later, well, he's going to get one right. Just kidding. His calls bring in birds around the Midwest, but today we had a little different angle for him.
Well, today we have Charlie Gretzinger and Thomas McCullough, and they are wannabe turkey hunters. Matter of fact, we had them out last year, and you can't get them to shut up, so we never did see any turkeys. But anyway, we are going to make our own turkey calls today, or they are, and then we are going to use these calls on opening day to shoot us couple of big old fat toms, Michigan toms.
Well, seeing that Seth's family bleeds blue and maize and our house leans towards the green and white, we opted for dueling slate calls to see which one would call in the birds this year. Seth says hearing back from his customers is a great part of making his calls.
It is very satisfying to build calls and then call birds in with those calls. It's the same thing. I have friends that make bows, and they just love making a bow, a traditional bow, and a critter comes in and they kill it with their bow. And same thing. I mean, it just feels like you accomplished the whole thing start to finish. And I absolutely love my website and my Facebook page. People who have bought my calls send me their pictures and stuff like that. It's cool. What we do is we push all the edges till that glue squeezes right out to the edge and give her a little spin. Yep, attaboy, Charlie. All right, now give her one little spin like this. Now we know everything's sealed down, and then what I always do is I stack them on top of each other, and then I put weight on top of the top one, and then that makes everything tight, so that gives us better sound when we start using our call.
Seth, what are we doing?
We are heading west of my wonderful town to do some scouting for tomorrow morning. We have them pretty figured out, we think, but we are not going to go in the woods tonight. We're just going to kind of do some viewing from the road, which is an underestimated tactic, in my opinion. I think a lot of people think road scouting is for the weak, but you can do a lot of good scouting just watch and see where they go from the road without disturbing them. And so that's kind of what we're going to do tonight, just to make sure they're heading back to their roosting areas that they were in this morning when we scouted this morning.
So here we are, the night before the opener, checking some spots and seeing some birds. So the excitement level, well, it was pretty high, to be honest with you. If you can scout the area, it is such an advantage, and knowing that there are some birds roosted near you does help you feel a little bit more confident in the morning. Now, we were staying at Seth's place just outside of Ravenna, and we were ready for an early morning. With having 4 of us in the blind and having to set the blind, we wanted to be in the woods well before light, and we were. Yeah, there was nothing happening. The guys had heard a lot of birds in these woods the morning before, but today it was quiet. Very quiet. Even our Michigan State and Michigan calls were doing very little good. We were really starting to get down when our morning changed in a matter of seconds. Coming in behind us was a silent hen, and wouldn't you know, tagging along with her was a beautiful Michigan gobbler right next to our blind.
Swing them around now.
Okay, pick up your gun. Okay, get on your knees. Very careful, get on your knees. Okay, I'm gonna cock the trigger. Set that on the blind.
As soon as you get a good shot on his head.
Just wait, just wait.
No, just wait, Charlie.
You got it on him. You see his white head?
He's got to come to the decoy.
Okay, just wait, just wait.
Can you see him?
Okay. Can you see his red? Put the red dot right on his red spot.
I can't see his red spot.
Can you see your dot pretty good?
Yeah.
He's going to go towards the
Okay,
decoy.
he's gonna come to the left.
Should I put on my gun?
Just wait. When you get a clear shot.
Go ahead. Now. Right there, right there, right there.
When you get a clear shot, that's it.
Wait till it clears some of that brush, okay, buddy?
Okay.
Just take your time. You need to turn to the left. Okay, you see his white head?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and shoot him if you can.
If you get a good shot.
Wait, just wait. Get your finger up on the trigger. Okay, keep that red dot right on it.
Just wait till there's no brush between you and him. Good shot, buddy.
There's a deer back there.
I hope I got him.
No, he's good. He's done. Give him another shot.
What do you say, young man?
That was awesome.
Give me five. Hey, you did awesome, dude. That was, what, maybe 10 yards?
That bird was within 4 yards of the blind behind us.
Yes. So tell me what just happened.
Well, we got out here this morning, and I scouted this spot yesterday, and I tell you what, it was loaded with birds. This morning we come in here, we hardly hear a gobble. And we're sitting in here talking about how bad this spot sucks and all this stuff, and all of a sudden we see a hen off to the right. Jimmy sees a hen off to the right, and it didn't 10 seconds after that we can hear one drumming behind the blind, and he come around the right side of the blind, and he wasn't within 4 yards of that blind. And me and Thomas are sitting here with our eyes closed so he doesn't see us, and he struts out through the thick brush. And Charlie he showed great patience, man, because he was in range the whole time, but the bird just wasn't a clear shot, and he did a great job waiting until he had a good clear shot at that bird, and he just smoked him. And that thing's got some hooks on it.
What a hunt! And as we were getting out, we had some action again right behind us. With a hen right outside our blind and 2 big gobblers behind us, we were hoping that the hen would just draw them past us to the decoys. But as she got within a few paces from the blind, she must have saw something she didn't like, which caused her to go behind us and draw the gobblers back into the woods. At one point, the birds were well within range, but we couldn't shoot backwards. As they wandered off, I was able to get the camera out the window as they left. So close to getting a second tom, but we still had the rest of the day, so we went to get Charlie's bird.
Just a little one. He only weighs like 2 or 3 pounds, I think.
Oh, look at those hooks. All right, lay
Look
it
at
down
the
on
spurs
ground
on
here.
that thing, brother.
What do you think, Char? Let's take a look at him here. Okay, look at these. Wow. Nice. That might be a limb hanger. Here, he's gonna stretch out his beard. How long do you think that is? So what did you think, Char? Tell me what happened.
He was walking right on the right side of our blind, and so I moved the gun back to one spot, and then I moved it back to another spot so I could get him, and then he walked right past this brush, so I had to wait till he was in an opening to shoot him, and then I got him.
Yeah. Well, was it exciting?
Yeah.
This is your first bird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations. You did a great
Thanks.
job. Dropped him right in his tracks. Nice big bird. I don't know who was more excited. Actually, let me restate that. I'm pretty sure I was more excited than Charlie. It was such a great morning, and he had done everything perfect. He had waited for a small opening in the brush and made a good shot. The bird ended up being 23 pounds, had a 9-inch beard, and each of the spurs were over an inch long. It will be a memory that both father and son will never forget. And one of the best parts about getting a bird early in the day is that you can justify heading into town to get a good breakfast. Turkey season is just a great place to introduce kids to hunting.
First of all, I think turkey hunting is the most incredible sport to get a kid into because it is active. We were in a blind today. The blind allows us to cut up a little bit, mess around. We can kind of tease each other, you know, just have a good time. And kids need that. If they're not going to have fun doing it, they're not going to do it. You know, so that's very important. I think blind for kids is just awesome. And most guys I know that take kids, I mean, there's certain kids out there, I'm sure, that they don't need a blind because they're that into it. But like these guys, they're into it, but they like to screw around too, you know. They're both cut ups. And so anyway, a blind's important. Getting the kids into turkey hunting because it's so active and interactive. Like today, we killed a bird. We almost got another bird. We went and had breakfast. We went back to another spot, set up, and boom, it happened fast. But had it not happened fast, we're still in that blind. They haven't been sitting in the woods for 6 hours straight getting bored. I mean, it's just a great sport for kids. And my biggest advice is don't be afraid to let the kids learn the calls and use the calls. That makes it more fun. And when the kids are ready to be done, you be ready to be done. Don't go out every time you take your kid out and expect it to happen right away. I mean, Thomas and I hunted a lot of days last year, didn't kill anything, but we didn't hunt long days. And now this year, he's more ready to go than he was ever.
Well, Thomas had a rare bearded hen in range. These are quite a trophy, and he was ready to take the shot. Nice.
Nice call and see.
So what do you think, Thomas? What was going through? We had to shuffle around a little bit through the windows there. You did great. Well, good job. Let's go take a look at your bird. I'm not sure the day could have gone any better had I written a script for it. Our two 10-year-old boys, well, they had come through and made for a great day of hunting.
When my son is shooting that bird, my heart's pounding 5 times more hard than when I'm shooting a bird. I have, I guess, fairly good confidence if Jimmy or I's out there shooting that we're going to hit the bird. Well, with the kids, it's always like, I don't know, is he going to get them or not? And so it's your kids, you know, any kids. And that's one thing, too, I enjoy about our town here in Ravenna is just about all the guys I know around here, they take kids hunting. Even if they don't have kids, they're taking kids hunting. And it's just, you know, it's a great opportunity and show them something other than the Xbox 360.
Getting kids into the woods is so crucial, and thanks to Seth and Thomas for letting us tag along today. I still remember my first turkey, and it seems every year I look forward to chasing spring gobblers a little bit more. And today was one of those days that both Seth and I will remember forever, as will our boys. And make sure that you don't forget, you only have a limited amount of spring sunrises, and it would be a shame to waste even one.
Well, spring here in Michigan means turkey season, and for our next story on this week's show, I'm going to take you through my opening day over in Shiawassee County. For this year's turkey opener, Gabe and I hit the woods with just about every piece of camera equipment we have, trying to capture a successful hunt from a variety of different angles. It didn't take long, and we had a few birds working their way right in. These two Jakes had no idea we were there and cooperated with the cameras perfectly. Unfortunately, we were looking for a tom, and although this was exactly the kind of footage we were hoping for, we decided to give these two Jakes a free pass. But it was a great start to the morning, and I was looking forward to seeing what the rest of the hunt had in store.
Perfect setup. Wrong bird. We had him at 8 yards.
After switching locations, we decided to shed a few cameras and make the long trek back into a section where we had spotted a few birds from the road.
We just got set up. We can see him coming up this little dip here. So we can't see him sitting down, but standing up we can see him. They're coming right this way. So for now we're just gonna sit quiet and see what they do. Maybe once we see him we'll call a little bit. But I think we got a pretty good setup here, so we'll see what happens. Strutting every time you do that. Maybe I'll gobble to you.
Almost immediately, we pulled 3 toms from the group, but we just couldn't quite get them to commit. They hung up at around 40 yards, and I decided to pass, waiting for better footage.
We had 3 toms and a bearded smoky gray hen coming in here, and had the toms within shooting range, but we really wanted to get them coming closer to the decoy so we could get a little better footage, and so they never did. And that's that. Keep hunting and keep trying to get good footage. We'll see.
Just when I thought the morning was about over, I looked up to see 2 more toms working their way in. Although this setup looked pretty promising, the birds ended up getting a little nervous, and once again I was unable to pull the trigger. Once I realized the birds weren't going to come into the decoys, it was too late. The birds were just too close together as they left the field to make an ethical shot.
I have no idea what's going on. There's toms everywhere, and we just can't get them to pose for the camera. We just had 2 more come in at less than 30 yards. Just trying to get good footage. I don't know what else to say. We've got our scent lock on, so they're not smelling us. They're not smelling us. I don't know what it is. And they're still gobbling.
Any turkey hunt where you call in 7 legal birds within shooting range is a good one. And although we didn't get it done on the opener, there's still plenty of season left here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching Michigan Out of Doors this week. Make sure you join us over the next couple of weeks because we have got Jenny's opening day story. We're still going to be tagging along with both Jordan and Gabe to see if they can finally seal the deal this first week of the turkey season. Some good walleye fishing from the Detroit River. Been doing a little coon dog training. Lots of stuff happening this time of the year in the great state of Michigan. So if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by the Department of Natural Resources Fisheries Division, reminding fishermen that they are our first line of defense in stopping aquatic invasive species. To minimize the risk of invasives, it is required by law to properly dispose of live bait after your fishing trip. By doing so, you help protect Michigan's world-class fishery. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore with its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses. Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from.